Wow, wow. Hey, what time is it? It's Podblast time! That's right, it's Podblast time. I'm your host, Chance Bartels, on the road in Athens, Georgia, in my friend Danny's place because it's his birthday today. And he'll be back in just a second. Got to turn on my little sign. We were live a moment ago, and for some reason, maybe it was by the grace of God, the stream went down. So we're back now. Hopefully the internet is restored here at Athens. Really cool house here in Athens, Georgia. But I'm going to give him a birthday gift in just a second. And we're going to talk just a little bit about our favorite scary movies at Halloween time and some other nostalgic things. It's not going to be a full-blown show. We're not going to go for like 3 hours, 2 hours, probably won't even go for 1 hour. But we're just going to shoot the breeze with you a little bit. As we're live on YouTube Live, it is Sunday, October 22nd, 2023. And we're gearing up for Halloween in a big way. Now, Danny's daughter, Savannah, was supposed to be here. We don't know where she's at. That was another reason I came here, because she's about to move. I won't give away too much information. She's moving to Orlando, Florida. She was here on a stream we did 3 months ago around June 22nd, 2023, where we compared 3 CGC graded Hulk 254 issues. Got a little update on that. Hello, Danny. Happy birthday.
Well, thank you, Chance. Glad to be here.
Thank you. We just did a video just now about some comic books. I already said that, and the stream went down. So, but he was also simulcasting on his channel, so it looked a little weird. You know, we're trying to do things on 2 different cameras, on his camera and my camera right there. But now we're back just on my camera, just for a little while. Just going to go for not even maybe an hour, maybe 45 minutes. Continuing with some comic book talk. We're not going to rehash what we already went over. Yeah. Well, I'll hold it up. This is Amazing Spider-Man 27. And that is the 3rd appearance of the Green Goblin. The first appearance was in Amazing Spider-Man 14. The second was in Amazing Spider-Man 17. I believe that's the 3rd appearance, if I'm not mistaken. No, 26, I think, is the 3rd appearance. I should know. But let's talk about that book. You got for how much money?
Oh, man. $40.
$40. That's a 1965 comic book. Amazing Spider-Man issue 27. $40. Was it at a show or eBay or what?
I mean, once again, I reference it a lot. Like, you know, the banking housing market collapse of 2008. People were liquidating their comic books as assets, and I get that. Where if you know you're having trouble paying your mortgage or a bill, comic books can be assets, and people were just like sell. We're at the same point right now. Recession, you know, gas prices hiked,
inflation at your grocery store.
Inflation. And I'm like, dude, it is a buying market for real. I mean, I'm not suggesting don't pay your bills to buy a comic book, but like where key issues are at right now, if you can't afford it, grab that stuff up and just like sit back and wait a couple years.
Okay, well, I have a question for you. Have you seen Loki yet, season 2?
I have not.
Okay, then I can. What you do know? I've talked about this a couple of times on the Podblast. You were alive in 1982. That's the year we freaking met. Our moms introduced us. They're both school teachers in 5th grade at Soap Creek Elementary.
I was alive in 1982.
Okay, well, they show a McDonald's in 1982. I hear you groaning out there. And they don't show any ashtrays on the table. And I did some digging, and you know what? this is kind of annoying for purists like you and I. Iger put out a statement years ago, like in 2015, saying that moving forward in the MCU, there'll be no tobacco products at all, period. Same with Star Wars. Problem is, what about Wolverine? One of his character traits is he smokes cigars, always has, and did in the movies too when 20th Century Fox was handling the movie. So what's going to happen with that? Don't know. But do you remember ashtrays on the tables at McDonald's? Yes or no?
I remember ashtrays on airplanes. Like, not like a smoking section in the airport, but like on an airplane, in the like, the armrest, there was ashtrays. I remember when you could smoke in a hospital.
Right. And I'm not an advocate of smoking. I hate smoking. You're a smoker. I quit smoking in 2010. I'm not going to get on my high horse because I loved it when I did. I think it's a disgusting habit. So don't misunderstand. I'm not sitting here saying they should have had ashtrays. I'm just saying from a historian perspective, I don't like when history's rewritten. And I shot a video in 88. I still have at Perimeter Mall at the McDonald's, and there's ashtrays, these little tin ones with the M, the golden arches in the center on every table. That was one error they made. So, and I don't like cigars either. No offense to cigar smokers. I think those are nasty too. But I think Wolverine should smoke a cigar because he always has.
His character.
It's a character trait.
And okay, as a public service announcement, I don't know the issue. But there's some point where Kitty Pryde is admonishing Wolverine, and he's like, dude, I got
for smoking, you mean? Or what?
Yeah. And he's like, I got a healing factor. Right. So it was sort of like, I don't know, like a nod to like sort of like, social responsibility, to where he's like, hey man, I smoke all these cigars. Kitty Pryde's like, dude, you shouldn't smoke these cigars because it's bad for your health.
You'll get lung cancer.
And he's like, well, no, I'm not.
Because I can heal. Regeneration powers galore.
Yeah. So I think Marvel Comics at some point, like, they did like, touch on that to like, we're not promoting smoking to our younger viewers. We're not advocating cigar smoking. And this cool character Wolverine that you might look up to, he's got a healing factor. So like,
chill out.
don't do this, children.
Right.
Because do you have a healing factor? No.
And now the other mistake, and by the way, Loki in episode 3 rebounded. I wasn't around in the year 1866 or whenever when they show the Chicago. This isn't a spoiler. They show the Chicago World's Fair in the 1800s, the late 1800s. And they show a big Ferris wheel. I think it was probably shot in downtown Atlanta at the giant Ferris wheel, probably in the middle of the night, 2 a.m. on a work night on a Tuesday or whatever. But there was a big mistake in the second Loki. I'll be really brief. There's a scene at the very beginning of the second episode set in the year 1977. And on the wall of the theater, Loki's walking past a poster for a movie, a Herbie movie, Herbie Rides Again. Problem is, Herbie Rides Again was released in 1974. The stupid thing is in 77, there was a new Herbie movie, Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, released in June of 77. So obviously a prop person messed up. And I don't think that's something in the story showing that the timeline is askew and it's like an Easter egg. I think it was a mess up, just like not having the ashtrays in the McDonald's was a mess up. Because look, just having an ashtray could be a clean ashtray, no butts in it, no ashes. Kid wouldn't know what that is. That's not advocating smoking. That's not violating the no tobacco policy. I wouldn't think. I think they just had a person not paying attention doing the props.
Well, I mean, that's a lot to like sort of encompass as a prop person, especially when you're trying to recreate, a reality
in the past, maybe before their time,
50 years ago.
But the movie poster, Disney owns the Herbie movies. Disney owns the MCU. So there's no conflict there in terms of copyright. That was just a stupid mistake.
Well, it's not a conflict. It's an error of continuity and understanding, So, I mean, there could be a job here for you.
The only reason I care and that I noticed was the actress from Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo. Her name is Julie Summers. I've talked about this a lot. Recently, she autographed some comic books for me that I mailed to her. This is a Gold Key comic book, The Governor and JJ, which was a sitcom, a very strange occurrence that they made a comic book for kids because it wasn't a kids show. It's about humor and a political setting. She's the daughter, Julie Summers, this redhead, of the governor in the show. Anyway, Julie Summers could have, in a way, been in the MCU had they gotten the movie poster right. That's why it bothers me. I'm not going to harp on and on about it, but she signed that. Isn't that cool? And then she signed this one too. She signed 2. I sent her last summer 2 comic books, and I said, keep one and please sign one. And of course, I enclosed cash for her postage and her time. And she was so sweet. She returned the cash and on her own dime mailed that back to me. Isn't that sweet? And she sent both comic books and didn't keep any. And she's a beautiful lady. And by the way, there's a picture of her these days on the internet, which is not correct. I'm always dispelling internet BS. Oh, you'll love this, Danny. One of the internet, and you can attest to this, and I'll let you talk. But here's an internet rumor I recently dispelled on the Podblast from Heather Thomas herself. On the internet, if you Google best-selling wall poster, it cites Farrah Fawcett with 12 million units sold. Heather Thomas says, wait a second. Pink bikini hot tub, which your brother Tim had, which I saw in the background in Night of the Comet in a scene in that movie. It was everywhere. And I believe Heather Thomas, she's been set for life. She married very well, and she's an author. She's accomplished in her own right. She doesn't need to fabricate numbers about poster sales. She said on this show, the Nostalgic Podblast, when I interviewed Heather Thomas a year ago, I hold the record to this day of the best-selling wall poster. It was in Spencer's Gifts.
You interviewed Heather Thomas?
Yeah. You didn't know that? Yeah, a year ago. And she said that her poster is the number.
Talk to Heather Thomas.
Yes. She was a guest on this show. I can't believe you didn't know that, brother.
Well, most of your Podblasts are like 3 to 6 hours long.
I know.
And I
interviewed Kenneth Johnson, also the creator of the TV and director of the Incredible Hulk TV show, The Bionic Woman. V. He wrote, created, produced V, the original miniseries. I've had a lot of cool guests. I've had James Tim Walker, an animator with Hanna-Barbera.
Heather Thomas, because I know you have a big crush on that chick.
Yep. But getting back to this, that's all I'm going to say about Loki is they had those mistakes. And the other mistake was,
dude, I love her penmanship.
She does, and she has a great voice and great handwriting. Yeah, you're very good. You're very observant, Danny. Yeah. And I mean, she's probably, I'm not going to say her age, but I'm glad she still writes so well as she always did. But there's a picture of her online that's not her. There's no way the face looks some idiot to dispel another internet rumor. That's the reason I brought the poster up, is that I like to dispel things that are not true on the internet. And it's not a conspiracy about Heather Thomas. I just don't think that the sales figures were ever shared on the internet. It's that simple. All you have are the Farrah Fawcett numbers, not the Heather Thomas numbers, which are probably on the upwards of 20 million units sold versus Farrah Fawcett's 12 million. And I love Farrah Fawcett, so I'm not bagging on her. But yes, I don't think the picture you see of Julie Summers today is her. The person looks completely different. But isn't that cool that she signed that for me for free? Yeah. So anyway, she could have been a part of the MCU had the poster been correct, because she did a couple movies, but that was her biggest movie, was Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo in 1977. Unfortunately, it was competing with Star Wars. It did well, but at the box office. But I
saw that in the theater.
Yeah.
My parents took me to it.
You remember it then?
Well, yeah.
Of course, Don Knotts is in it as well. And
oh man, I remember being like at Universal Studios or something, and they had a whole bit about like some of the stunts of like the Herbie car, where all right, here's a car, and like the driver is in the front, and it was really in the back.
Yeah, I know the scene you're talking about. Yeah, and it's streaming on Disney Plus, by the way. All the Herbie
driver and the mechanism for driving the car was actually in the, which seemed like, oh my god, it's like, well, no, because
it had to look like it was like Kit and Knight Rider. Yeah. There's no one driving the car; it's a living car.
And there was something like where like the car was like cut in half. like No, I mean they showed the stuff. I mean, stunts like awesome shout out to stunt drivers and practical effects.
Yes, not
I mean,
CGI. Yeah.
yeah, man.
Who else is in that movie is Eric Braeden, who a lot of people, you may not know the name, but you've seen him. He was the villain in that, another race car driver that was cheating to try to win. And he's best known as Victor for years. Still is on Young and the Restless. There's a character named Victor anyway. And even Titanic, the movie.
Did you see oh man, like the Herbie movie with like Lindsay Lohan?
Yes. And that's on Disney Plus. Yeah. I saw part of it.
What'd you think about that?
It didn't have the same vibe. The first movie I ever saw in the theater was the 1974 movie Herbie Rides Again that had the wrong poster and Loki at the Terra Theater in Atlanta, Georgia with my mom. I was like 3 years old. Oh, anyway, whatever.
I did like the Lindsay Lohan, like where like
Fire crotch, what they call her. It's a colloquialism. It's out there. People know. I don't know why.
I have nothing to comment about fire crotch. Like where she's like in the junkyard, and her dad's like, whatever, like, buy you your first car, and I got, $100 or whatever. Like, I really like that sort of part of it. To where like they did like sort of like make the car like magical. Who was in Jeepers Creepers? The kid, the guy.
I don't remember, but I'll look it up. Just talk about it. But it sounds like they took a part of Sid and Marty Krofft. If they found him in a junkyard, it's kind of like, remember the old Sid and Marty Krofft? Wonderbug. It's kind of like they used a lot of that plot device.
I had not made that connection, but like, yeah, man, like that's pretty, like pretty cool. Like that, yeah. You find this crazy V-dub beat up, getting ready to be crushed, but it's magical and awesome, and now it's bringing strange, wonderful, magical things into your life. I dig it.
And did you know, speaking of Sid and Marty Krofft, there's a Pluto channel for free. It's just starting up with all the Sid and Marty Krofft shows 24/7. The Sid and Marty Krofft channel, Pluto TV. How about that? Talk about a trip to your childhood, nostalgia trip.
I mean, dude, Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. I love that.
Electra Woman and Dinah Girl, which was the female Batman and Robin, if you will. Only 8 episodes.
That was pretty nice. I mean, Land of Lost, like,
and they made a movie of that with Will Ferrell, Anchorman.
I thought I actually did pretty good with that. I mean, because it's a weird concept to make a movie about, I think they did pretty good with it.
Talk more about Sid and Marty Krofft. I mean, we could go on. There used to be an indoor amusement park in 1976 at what's now the CNN Center, downtown Atlanta.
It's like Witchy Poo.
From HR Puff and stuff.
Yeah.
What a weird character that was. It's in costume. A big marshmallow looking thing, alien looking thing.
Like big pumpkin headed.
Lidsville.
Yeah, no.
The Far Out Space Nuts.
Oh.
The Lost Saucer. I love the theme songs too.
Yeah, I was like pull up
the Lost Saucer.
Like pull up. Okay.
Pull up what?
I don't know, man.
Let me pull it up.
HR puffin stuff. Right. Something. Life gets tough. Like, dude, this is like, oh my god, like I'm channeling like 45 years ago. Like HR puffin stuff.
This might get flagged. We'll play.
Here's your friend. Things get rough. Something.
HR puffin stuff. Who's your friend when things get rough? HR Poppin' stuff. Can't do a little cause you can't do enough.
That's all I'm gonna play. I don't dare play anymore.
I shouldn't even know that. 40 years later. That's crazy. I mean, I guess we got to do Land of Lost, man.
Yeah, I'll do that. But I was gonna find Wonderbug. I like that thing.
Yeah, Wonderbug. Jesus. I mean, I don't want to get canceled. I meant no disrespect to Jesus.
Sitting in a junkyard waiting to the ground is a pile of cars. Looking for an old car, found a funny flat car. Let's make him ours. Found a magic horn. A new car was born.
It's got a magic horn.
Two good cars. Wonderbug. Wonderbug.
It's got a very 50s vibe. Da, 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 da,
It does. Oh man, there's so many. Let me look up. Sid Marty Croft. That is a weird world. Oh boy. And you'd see Puff and stuff appearing in cameos on like shows like Chips, like long after the show was canceled. It was kind of weird, the dude in the costume. Season 1 of Chips. Anyway. It was what's the name of that one? I'll just look up Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan. I'm gonna forget the name of that actor you're asking me about. Lindsay Lohan.
It's not Shia LaBeouf. It's fuck. Shit, yeah.
Herbie. I don't remember. It's Fully Loaded from 2005, and Michael Keaton's in it. Matt Dillon's in it. Justin Long is in it.
That's him.
Yeah, I would have never guessed him. Wait, I mean, friend before their time. I'm not trying to get serious. I'm not going to talk too much about this. I'm not going to mention names, but I had a former neighbor pass away, and it just knocked the wind out of me. It just shows you how mortal we all are. And I know a lot of people out there have lost a loved one, certainly. But what about a friend like your own age, or maybe a little younger? Bless you, Danny. It just really gives you a reality check. Man, this gal worked at CNN. She worked at Turner. Had a great life, and no illness. She just boom is gone. And anyway, that's all I have to say about that. And I'm sure a lot of if you've had a similar situation, make a comment here on YouTube Live and let's talk about it. You're pulling out another comic book. I see that Amazing Spider-Man 27. I should give you, Danny. I want to show you this. I brought you some birthday gifts since it's your birthday. But I didn't talk about this. Here's a graded book. I have a quick update. Shucks. I and your daughter did a video right here at the fabulous studios of Kraken Slayer Comics, and we compared 3 9.6 graded CGC Hulk 254s. I got this additional 9.6 newsstand edition. I got a 9.8. A 9.8.
You're cornering the market.
I know.
UFOs.
First dimension UFOs. Now, here's the thing. What I've done on the Podblast before is I point out how a comic book can last allegedly for up to 100 years. And I'll do this and mash on the plastic. We'll get to that in just a second. Let me finish my thought. Well, I'm not going to do that anymore because look at this, Danny. This will interest you. I had a slab spontaneously combust and crack apart. Well, let's look at it up close. Let's look at it and be careful with it because I'm going to resubmit it. And if the book doesn't come out, I only have to pay a few dollars and I can have it re-slabbed. But I do want you to handle it. Hold that for a second.
Got it.
Thank you. Look at this effing S. This. I don't know. It was this was stored safely in a locked desk. Don't touch the bottom too much. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bark at you. But look, it's wrecked. I don't know how the hell it happened. It was in a locked desk. Now, it was stacked up with 5 other 9.6s, and I did read online after this happened that you shouldn't stack them up on top of each other, like horizontally. But why would that happen? Look at the back. Let me let Danny look at it up close. Hard plastic. I mean, it just on its own exploded. Look at that. Well, when you're done taking the sip. But try not to touch the base, if you will, but just hold it. But look, it cracked from the bottom. And look, here's a big chunk of plastic in the bag that it comes in. Have you guys that are comic collectors out there that have had books graded, has that happened to you? Look at this big chunk of the bottom. What the F, ladies and gentlemen? And then here's another piece of plastic. I've never really shown this up close, the damage. I've talked about it in other Podblasts, but I think that is just whack that happened. Dude. There's no rhyme or reason. Look, just think about the science of it. Is it a chemistry issue? It was in air-conditioned, climate-controlled conditions. It wasn't improperly taken care of at all. It just busted apart. And luckily, it was one I have 2 others of that are 9.6 that are direct copies. It wasn't my newsstand. But look, I'm going to have it re-slabbed by CGC. But god dang, doesn't that blow your mind?
Like how thick that is.
Yeah.
At the end.
I don't want to touch the book because if the book comes out, no, you're fine. If the book comes out, then I have to pay to have it regraded. For a nominal fee, I can have this re-slabbed. So in that whack. Now let me give you your birthday gift. You've been a good boy, Danny, this year. And
doubtful.
I know I talked about I just showed this, but at 9.8, I just want to reiterate. The good news is I got a 9.8 for a good price. And that's the highest grade this book to date on October 22nd, 2023. As of that date, this book has ever gotten. There's no 9.9, there's no 10. Perfect 10. So but it's not newsstand. I might want to get a 9.8 newsstand, and I can chill on this book, the first UFOs. All right. Now for your gifts. Let's see here.
I told you didn't have to give me nothing, man.
I know, but I wanted to.
Yeah,
I wanted to give you a gift.
Give me nothing.
I wanted to give a few things. I wanted to give you a picture of me from the movie Lawless, tarring and feathering the bootlegger.
Oh, dude, I've got that on my phone.
You can have this glossy photograph
Well, we gotta
of
sign
me. I'm the guy in the hat.
You got to sign it.
And then also I have for you when they drew me magazine getting shot by Merle in The Walking Dead. I have for you see a theme? I have a picture of me shot in the head in another scene in The Walking Dead. I'm going to give you that. Also, I have for you, that shot's from the 5th episode. I have a shot of me shot in the head from the 5th episode of Walking Dead in front of the CDC. There's Rick Grimes over my dead body.
I haven't seen that one. Oh, I like that. Dude, I like that.
The tar and feather. And then I have for you a close-up shot. And then I have for you a Walking Dead compilation of the first few issues of Walking Dead. And I have for you also an 8x10 glossy of me in the Walking Dead episode Guts in Merle Dixon's Scope.
The very first episode.
The glossy. Second episode. But shot at the same time as the first. Yeah.
The Browning rifle from the rooftop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, this was a joke to make myself look like an egomaniac. I do have a gift for you now. I have a couple comic books to give you. I will give you these. That wasn't. It was a joke though to make it sound like, to make me seem like an a-hole. Like I'm going to give you shit of me. That would be ridiculous.
No, I mean, all that's really cool.
Here are the real gifts for your birthday. I know you collect #1 issues. This is not a valuable. One of them has a lot of potential to first appearance. The other is just because I know you like the character. Here's Tarzan issue #1. You may already have it. I don't know. This one's it's not in the best of shape, but I thought you'd want to read it. It's a #1, but this one's in good shape. And this is the first appearance of a character that has a lot of potential. The Crusader in the Fantastic Four. I don't know if you have this book or not.
I do not.
Well, good. And that one, I don't know if you want to get it graded or not, but it's in okay shape. So those are the real birthday gifts.
Podblast people. Chance parting with any comic book from his collection. is probably like a real struggle for him,
It is, even if it's a duplicate.
even if it's a duplicate. Where I mean, I appreciate it so much because it was a struggle where he's like, "Oh man, what would Dan like, Danny?"
I knew it'd have to be either a first issue or a first appearance. I'm like, hell, I'll get them both. I'll give them a first issue and first appearance. Now that Tarzan, I mean, to be fair, it's not in great shape, but I'm sorry. I thought you'd like it. Don't you like Tarzan? Do you have that Tarzan one?
Yes, I do.
I thought so.
Because
Well, you can still have you can have a duplicate.
because this book I do like, and so you nailed it. You know, and that's
Yeah,
all.
because I know you.
Yeah.
And comic books brought us together. Our parents, our moms brought us together. Oh yeah,
But-
he's going to be a thing in the MCU. It's already been specced about, and the values. Look up the values. It's in better days. It sold better than recently, but it has a little bit of value. So what do you got?
I do want you to sign all those pictures.
Oh sure, I'll be happy to. Can't believe you'd want my stupid signature autograph, but you can have it. Chance Bartels, by the way.
Podblast.
That's right. All right.
That's pretty cool.
I feel like Judge Judy. Oh yeah, hang on, hold that up. The artwork from Steve Ditko. Do you ever watch Judge Judy? You've cut the cord back in '98. I love Judge. She had a Judge Judy. Really careful. This is a really nice book. Early appearance of the Green Goblin.
65.
1965. Yeah. So let's see. This would have been out in May of 1965 with an August 1965 cover date. Wow. I can have this. I'm kidding. No, but let's look.
Dude,
let's
you probably
look.
have
No.
like 3 copies. They're probably better. Like,
I love that. Bring back my goblin to me. The title of the story.
I mean, dude, you probably got like an 8.0 of that. Or if you don't, chances now.
And I love house ads. House ads are just ads for other comic books that Marvel's publishing.
Mhm.
Hold that up. See, that's the thing. You can't do this with a graded book. You can't thumb through it. You know, I mean, it's a really double-edged sword. But you got a great deal. If you got that for under $50, you scored.
I can find it in my eBay
No, that's okay.
purchase history. Let's go. So, all right, how would you grade this? There's spine issues. How would you grade that?
How would you grade it, viewer? YouTuber?
I'm going.
Let me show the back.
I'm going 4.
There's nothing wrong with the back.
I'm going 4, 4, 5.
I'll give you a 5.5. I think it's nicer than that. It's flat. It feels like new. It's got plenty of gloss. It's got one little chip I didn't really point out on the back cover, which you probably could repair. It doesn't look like it's missing anything. Yeah, that'd be restoration.
It's all this along the spine.
I got to show this so the viewer can see. But see the chip at the very top, right there by my sunglasses? That's a chip on the back cover. That's a minor defect, very minor.
I know, but
I don't think they deduct too many points for that, or even a point.
it looks new.
It smells new. It looks new. There's no fold creases.
No, yeah.
You know, and that's a typical defect when a comic book is folded from some kid reading it, and it might have a rolled spine. This doesn't have a rolled spine where someone put it in their back pocket and damaged the book that way. I mean, these books weren't intended to be preserved for 50, 70 years.
Kids.
Yeah. It was for one and done. Buy this one, then buy the issue the next month. That's it. Yeah, Steve Ditko art. We got to show people.
I don't know if anybody else is gonna like really appreciate it. Like that's like where it's like the goblin mask.
Yeah, the goblin mask.
Yeah, when you see it, like look, dude.
Yeah. It's nice. Oh, Savannah's here.
I'm sure yours is.
Oh, she's
Very
got
nice.
company. Now, let's talk
So-
about something else. in your collection. So I will give you those photographs if you want them. I mean, that was just a gag to make it like I was making your birthday about me, but yes, you can have those 8x10s if you want. You want to say hey to your daughter? We'll play a clip if you want to go and talk to her.
That's pretty fucking nice.
Yeah, it is nice. Oh, you cussed.
What?
Family show.
What? I
Just kidding. Hey, what did you think about Suzanne Summers passing away? Do you have any fond memories of watching Three's Company growing up?
Fuck yeah. I mean, John Ritter, I fucking miss that fucking dude.
He's been gone over 20 years.
Yep.
Because of a heart valve. Rare condition. His dad, Tex Ritter, had. You know, his dad was Tex Ritter. You probably knew that. His dad was a star. Anyway.
This is money. That's fucking money. Oh, man. I don't even know we're still going.
Yeah.
Still.
That's what I'm saying.
That's money. Come on up.
See if she wants to make a cameo appearance before I sign off. We've gone about
Come on up.
37 minutes.
Come on up.
Hey.
Is Lily with you?
You going to just
We've been making this video, waiting for you.
We're live.
We're live.
Live on YouTube. Make a cameo appearance if you want. Hey, think about this, Danny. What is your favorite Halloween movie besides the obvious, like the Michael Myers movies? Is there a scary movie you like to watch in the Halloween season, or that when you were a kid growing up? Just a couple of things I'm going to throw at you to think about, and also what was your favorite birthday memory since it's your birthday?
Okay, 2 questions. One
Yes.
up. Was that one movie like where it was like was it My Bloody Valentine?
Yeah, but that's not a Halloween, but it's a horror movie, so it counts. It counts. If that's your answer, it counts. Yeah, with the human hearts and the candy box and whatnot. It was a crazy coal miner killing everybody with a pick.
I like that. Favorite birthday memory.
Hey, Savannah, we're live, just so you know. There's the camera. You want to jump in or no?
It's supposed to be.
Hey, you changed your hair since the last time you were on. You're blind.
Yes.
Sit.
Okay. Interrogation. Okay.
Setting is off.
All right.
Wait. And this one. And this one.
In the 3 range, to be honest. I know this comic is really old, and it does look really great for the age of it.
70 years old, I believe.
Yeah, like the color of this is fantastic, but I see a bit of damage more towards the spine. There is a little chunk it looks like kind of missing. Can't really see too hard from here. Dad, if you want to grab it. I don't know if you guys have already showed it or not.
We did, but we could show it again.
Yeah, so I am a harsh critic, if anything, so I'd say in the 3 to 4 range.
Okay.
This
3 to 4.
I know, I'm sorry.
3 to 4.
3 to 4.
What about as a 3?
I'm just seeing like there's
What?
parts of it, like there's chunks taken out of the spine, like multiple places. There's chunks kind of taken out.
There's some tape put
And,
on there, which
yeah.
doesn't count as restoration.
Yeah, and then also at the bottom here, there's more chipping along the edge.
There's a
Looks like it
timestamp,
could
but that
be-
doesn't count against it.
Okay.
We talked about that earlier.
Okay. Maybe a 5. Maybe.
Count.
Are you
Okay.
trying to coax for a better grade? If she if she gives an answer, we gotta stick with it.
So she's a 5. I think I was like a 5.5, and you were like what, a 6?
6.
Okay. So this one I'm feeling much more hopeful about.
That's awesome.
It's Journey to Mystery 83, the Golden Records reprint that we talked about in the previous stream.
Looks like these staples are possibly the OGs. There is again a small little chip in the corner here, but not too much. And then there's a very, very tiny one right in the middle, right here on the edge. The color though, fantastic. I'm not really seeing a lot of color breaking or color creasing. Yeah, so I would